What's up? I want to make a video on navigating work and income if you live in New Zealand. Um, maybe there's a few other countries that do that as well, but pretty much it's just like the welfare check and how you can navigate it. Because if you experienced a lot with them, like I have been, I just wanted to help you kind of understand things quicker, because a lot of shit's not explained. Like, there's so much to learn, and you generally learn it the hard way, and it's not really laid out for you. And even on the website, they kind of it's just not really clear what's going on. And I just wanted to give you clarity. So if you're injured and you have injuries, so to be able to receive a working income payment at all, I think now you have to, or at least a substantial amount where it's like livable. If you have an injury, you need to get a medical certificate, so a work exemption medical certificate. And that's kind of your foundation, I think. I don't know why it's set up like this. I'm going to critique it as well. But if you're or recovering from an injury, you also need a disability allowance form. And that just shows all the services and products that you need. And you have to provide proof that you're paying for those, or proof that it is prescribed. It's a cunt of a thing to fill out, but I'm going through it again now, and it's taken me like, I'm on the 4th attempt, and it got so annoying that I eventually went in to like be like, yo, what the fuck's going on? And but now it's getting there. So hopefully I will see. Very difficult process, and it shouldn't be that difficult. There's you'll hear that WINZ is kind of a bit, they don't have their priorities straight. They prioritize saving money, so they're a little stingy and irritating and bureaucratic with unnecessary things. Like, if it's obvious you're in a wheelchair and it's obvious that you need another wheelchair, instead of them just paying for it and being like, oh yeah, we need this letter and this letter, and you need to check all these other companies and make sure that they can't pay for it, and this and this, and you need to compare prices. And it's just like, yo, my injury is kind of an emergency, and can we get, like, it's ideal to get shit sorted as quick as possible so it doesn't stay a permanent injury, if that makes sense. Because the more we fuck around, the more it's just going to risk getting worse, and the slower it takes, the less your drive is to like want to live. So it's like, let's just fucking sort it and deal with the paperwork in an ethical way later, and stop being a slave to the bureaucracy of it and the rules and the anyway. So I'm gonna lay out what's helpful. So to maximize it, there's a medical certificate that you have to renew every 3 months, and then there's a disability allowance that is at least a year. I can go up to 5 years, and those are what you need to be receiving funds. It's a little costly to maintain. I don't see the point of a medical certificate if you're already on a disability allowance. I guess it's regular checkups. I wish the checkups were less frequent, because it's still costly. It cost me like, $95 to see my doctor, a non-normie doctor that actually has some sense and isn't a coward. There's a lot of medical professionals surprisingly won't have a clue what a disability allowance form is. When I've brought it to people, be like, yo, I'm told you need to fill this out. They're like, I've never seen that before. Why is that the case? You're a doctor, you're literally a medical professional. Why weren't you taught that in school? So it's not even taught in schools how to fill it out. there's a weird timidness to fill it out. I'm not sure why. Whenever you present it to them, they're like, you can just tell they're a bit reluctant, timid, looking for a lot of reasons, and it's just like, bro, can you just fill it the fuck out, please? I understand there needs to be some like proof to make sure you're not ripping off the system, but I feel like it's too much prejudice. Like the whole system is too prejudicial, and there's probably are people that rip it off, like, and just are psychos and don't give a fuck. But that comes around to bite them in the ass because they absorb all the responsibility of their soul, and they weaken themselves as people. And I think also it just kind of catches up to them and bites them in the ass anyway. People find out they're lying. But I feel like if we prioritize more just helping people and seeking the lies later, like, the system would be way better. And we could help and heal more people, and it wouldn't be the way it is. Like, some guy just burnt down. He set fire to one of the working income officers. It's like, what? And I get that there are some genuine, like, crackheads that come in and cause trouble, and you don't fix crackheads by giving them money, because then they just end up in a ditch high off cocaine later. But like, there are genuine people out there that are fair and want to do good and just get better, and I feel like we're discriminating too hard against the general population, and it's causing way more issues. And you might be, oh, well, we need to save money, so we need to cut the disability costs to save money. Meanwhile, we're sending billions overseas to problems that don't help us at all, and arguably do the opposite. So yeah. So how's this video useful for you? Well, when applying for your disability stuff, you actually can't be that honest. If I was to be truthful and honest about everything, I have tried that and they declined me. And they said my disability allowance went missing. So, or the printer's not working. It's like, and then I called back and it's like gone. I'm like, how the fuck do you misplace a half disabled person's fucking entire livelihood? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? And so, you have to be cautious of people trying to keep their jobs, and you have to frame things in a way that doesn't get them fired, and frame things in a way that makes sense enough to where you still get approval costs for what you need. So, like, you don't, yeah, I don't know, that's the best way I can say it. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells, but yeah, that's all. If you are in need of a doctor who's laid back, because I've experienced a lot of initial doctors that were just gave me the runaround when I couldn't afford it physically, and they were just cunts. And that's not good, because it costs more time, it costs a lot of physical energy to go to appointments, hurts, and it's not productive. And there's much more better ways to deal with that and be more efficient with your injuries and not work through pain and not worsen things and destroy your body more, given the runaround. So there will be medical people you encounter that will be cowardly, and there's some that are very courageous that you can find. They are hard to find, but if you contact me and I can put you through to the medical professionals that have been helpful for me. Bunch of different kinds, physios, whatnot. So yeah, that's all I have to say. If you need help with a chill doctor who just understands what who just understands and gets how warped the system can be, then contact me and I'll put you in contact with them. My Telegram is Broken to Bulletproof. My number is I don't know, reach out to me. I'll give you my Telegram contact and we'll talk on Telegram because it's a more private, secure app. Anyway, God bless. I hope you find your way. You will find your way through. You will. God sees you. He knows. He has a plan for you. This will be used for glory, for a greater glory, a death and rebirth. And you'll make it through. Just stay on the straight and narrow path. Just keep trying to do your best. If you're in need of psychological help and finding ways to deal with what you're going through, I hope my story can kind of help you with that. I do recommend the self-authoring program or listening to Jordan Peterson. He'll help you find ways to deal with your suffering in ways that are very good. He's been very key for me. Because as you're injured, you're gonna have a lot more free time, so you can just watch his content as you're recovering, and I'd recommend that. He's been a father figure for me. He cares a lot about people suffering, and he's a good person. And he's smeared a lot because he's a very good person, an effective good person. So, yeah, anyway.